So now I am applying a heel and lace pads. Again, they go on the front of the heel and the back of the heel. They already have lube on them to help them stay in place. Next thing we're going to do is apply pre-wrap. I prefer to start at the top of the ankle, makes it a little easier. Being careful to try to avoid wrinkles in this as best I can. If you can avoid wrinkles, then it makes the tape job smoother when you actually tape. And the less wrinkles you have, the better it looks, the better it looks, the better the athlete feels. Crazy world. So, that's pre-wrap. This next part is going to suck for him, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm teaching, and then I won't do it again, I promise. When you do an ankle tape job, the first strip of tape is supposed to go directly on the skin, like above the pre-wrap and everything. So that goes there, just like that.
Thank you.
This comes around. The next strip is about a halfway through, so if you can see, it's about a halfway, a little more than halfway overlap. And again, you all can get up. You don't have to sit in your seats anymore. Again, halfway overlap, come through, and tear. After you've done 3 anchor strips, you apply a 4th anchor strip to the base of the foot down here. This anchor strip is supposed to be below the base of the 5th metatarsal. The 5th metatarsal is this 5th pinky toe out here. The bone right here will stick out shortly. It goes below this bony prominence. Again, another word that you learned today in class. If you tape over the bony prominence, it hurts a lot. So please don't tape over it. If you do, they will tell you immediately because it will start to hurt the more and more tape that we get done. The next thing you do after your anchor strips are done are stirrups. So that's 1 stirrup and horseshoes. Might seem a little confusing because horseshoes go on the bottom of a horse's foot, but with ankle tape job, horseshoes actually go around the back of the leg. The stirrups are what pull it up into place. Keyword up, so you want to hold the ankle up into the ankle joint. So your stirrups go around the bottom of the foot and pull up. Also, you will notice I'm also taping everything medially to laterally, meaning inside to outside, or midline of his body to the lateral portion or the outside of his body. So when you do your stirrups and anchors, or your stirrups and horseshoes, you always start on the medial side. You want to pull up and out into position. Again, halfway overlapping with each one. Last one, so you'll be doing 3 of these. So 3 sets of stirrups, 3 sets of horseshoes. If the person that you're taping holds their foot up, it makes this a whole lot easier.
Am I doing good?
No, you're not, but that's okay. So now we have 3 stirrups and 3 horseshoes on top of your anchor strips over there. The next part is the most confusing part. You might want to come zoom, like get a good angle of this or zoom in. So you start here near the top. You come around the bottom, grab the back of his heel, come back underneath the bottom and back on top. That's a heel lock. Relatively confusing if you aren't paying attention or you can't see it. So again, start on top, come around the back of his heel. You're grabbing the bottom of his heel, locking it into place, and coming back up. That's a heel lock. So now you want to do a heel lock on 2 heel locks on each side of his foot. So we got 1 heel lock from the midline or the medial side, around the bottom, back over the top, and back up. That's the 3rd one. This is our 4th heel lock. Around the bottom, around the back, and back on top. So now we have 2 heel locks on each side, or 4 heel locks in total. So 3 stirrups, 3 horseshoes. They go back to back to back to back. So stirrup, horseshoe, stirrup, horseshoe, stirrup, horseshoe. That's called a basket weave. And then you do your heel locks on top of it. Again, that's medial to lateral, medial to lateral. Not done. The next portion is called a figure 8. A figure 8, meaning a full loop around his leg, a full loop around his foot. So what you're going to do with your figure 8 is that creates one full loop around his leg. You're going to come underneath. I took a bad angle, so I'm actually going to go around the back of his ankle instead. And there's a full loop under his foot. So you have a full loop around his leg, a full loop around his ankle. That's your figure 8. Once you have figure 8s, now you close it all up. Closing it up basically just means covering up and locking into place everything that was here before. Again, going to work our way back up almost to where his hair is, but I'll do him a favor.
Thank you.
There we go. That is a completed ankle tape job, including a basket weave. Very simple if you know what you're doing. If you look at the back of his heel, can you see that? If you look back here, you will not see any holes or blisters. Most often, you will see a gap in his space back here if the athlete's foot is relaxed like this the entire time it's taping. When it goes to bend his foot back, that hole will expose itself. I make sure not to give him one, but you have to be careful of that because you can create, again, blisters back there on the back of the heel if their foot is allowed to be relaxed like this while you're taping. So that's that. Stop the video.